Messiah charging through now. Absolutely beautiful.
Well, it's a Yamaha 250 show motor, and then got a Nispro supercharger out of Victoria, Melbourne, bolted on it so that we can get ourselves a whole lot more horsepower, and then we had to learn to make it work.
It's part of our life, really. It's a real highlight of our year to come to Bridge, and yeah, we love it.
Let's check out our racecourse, running from Cambridge through the tight and twisty section of the Narrows into Hamilton and up to Taupiri. 54 k's for the first leg. The return leg from Taupiri back to Hamilton is a 28.2k sprint.
Welcome to the Rollos Marine Yamaha Bridge to Bridge Water Ski Classic for 2022 here on the mighty Waikato at Hamilton. Oh, here we go. This is odd. So Messiah skis go in. That crept up on us nice and quick, Brad. Ropes getting run out now. All the heat is on these boys now, but they've got all before them. Looks like a nice take-up. We can see one skier coming up. Can't pick up. That's Perry. So on the other side, we're away. It's all good. Messiah up and away, boys, and that's a clean start.
Beautiful stuff there from Perry Jamieson, Kane Carter. Very comfy, looks smooth.
1 minute between these teams, so the teams behind, a lot of tension. You mentioned Bisho, Kane Frost, Raptor. This boat's flying, but the experience at this real point end of the field, this is new territory for Kane. We wish him all the best, but he's going to be under the pump. There they are.
He will be. He's spent a lot of time, money and effort on this boat. It is a beautiful bit of kit. It's a V6 Velocity built out of My Mob Race Marine at Chelsea Heights in Victoria. It's running the Nispro supercharged Yamaha engine. What's the capacity? 4.6 litre?
Oh, yeah,
Joel Massey,
4.2.
Bradley Williams.
But 450 horsepower. Bradley Williams, Joel Massey on the back. These guys are great skiers, and Kane Frost is going to enjoy this run plenty, I'm sure.
1 up, 2 up, boys. They are
That's
up
easy.
and about, nice and clean, so they are underway. Team Raptor.
Yeah, both quick releases cracked off nicely there, mate. Bunny hop scared me a little bit, Brad.
Check out Bradley Williams' form. He's looking behind him as he's coming out of the water.
Coming out of pole 3, it's the team of Mayhem.
Yeah, Mayhem, Paul the Hammer Hammond, Mike Alloway, Cody Woodmas and Joshy Reed. Josh Reed out of Australia. He is on the starboard side of the boat, and Cody on the port side of the boat, closest to us. The J-Swap sponsorship there. It's a 525 horsepower Mercruiser race engine running the Bravo XR Mercury stern drive on a Sonic hull.
Sonic 21
nice and steady by Hammer there, so just
look at that, easy.
Oh, yeah, good start from the boys, Brad.
Yeah, no, they've done a fantastic job. We've been getting some sound there from up in Cambridge. So just to make you really feel like you're up there.
Yeah.
So,
What about the finger in the air, mate?
Joshy Reed, he's here, let us go.
You're
Josh
on, boys.
Reed. Right, Zeus himself on the far side, Cody Woodmass. He's talked to Cody this morning, and really credit to him. He's skiing well, skied really strongly yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Big step up from those guys. Cody pretty well has come through the grades, F5, Smock, F2, and now he's in Open for the first time this weekend, and second overall yesterday. These are the boys that if anyone's going to hunt down the Messiah team, it is this team. Watch out for this red boat. It is very, very quick. An older Everingham hull, but these guys are well drilled. Adam Smale in the observer seat, Ross Christensen driving, and Ray Ball and Dylan Stevenson from Australia. They will be on it. Here we go.
That's a nice start, boys. They have hit them beautifully there. That was a quick start. We should probably try and time as big tricky from his perspective, but that was a quick start.
Yeah, Dylan Stevenson on the left of screen, or on the left of screen now is Ray, the wrecking ball, Dylan Hollywood Stevenson. These guys were ready to go. They were ready to go yesterday. Weren't overly happy about being relegated with the time trial, Brad, but they've accepted it. Get into race mode now and just go and do their work behind the boat. So big boat sounding strong, and fingers crossed, Bisho, they got that mechanical glitch out of their way.
Yeah, just a water leak, mate, so hopefully that's all it was, and hopefully they get this boat down there. It is old school cool.
Nordics in the water, boys. So Team Nordic,
So New Zealand skiers behind this one.
Yep.
Local contender boat lives in Cambridge. And Mike Roger driving, Matt Strong in the observer seat, Connor Strong and Hayden Gunn.
Oh, much better rope run. We saw a tragic start here yesterday, but they are up. Have a look at them. Gee, there'll be some cheers for the crowd down here. Listen to them.
A lot smoother
they
than
go
yesterday.
wild.
He definitely learned from his mistakes from yesterday.
Yeah, Connor Strong and Hayden
that's a
Gunn.
good start. Yep, beautiful.
Next up will be Stinger.
So this is the Warren boys. Fletcher and
Lucas
Warren,
Yep.
brothers, teenagers. They're running in the under 19 category. So obviously both these boys under 19 years of age, and they're running behind Andy Morris with Stinger.
They hold the subbies record, the under 16 record,
Yeah.
and now gunning for the under 19 record, looking for the three-peat. So can they get it done? Shout out to their mums. You messaged yesterday, watching from afar, but big shout out, and look at those two pop
perfect
out.
start. Perfect
They'll
start.
just be happy to be up and about behind that boat. They've had issues all week that they've been chasing. They've ripped the whole fuel system out, ripped the tank out. They've spent a lot of time working on the boat since they've been up here from Nelson. So fantastic to have those boys up and about today.
Now on board with the team of Under Siege coming through the top part of the river, close to Cambridge. Definitely a bit of communication going on between the observer and the boys out the back. Lots of hand signals there from Adam Smale in the boat. Messiah coming underneath the Narrows Bridge, looking fairly comfortable. Not the quickest through here, but they seem to be really happy to be out of the Narrows and now heading for Hamilton. Perry and Kane, they're looking pretty comfortable, but they'll really want to put the hammer down.
The next boat we are looking for is Force Fed.
Out the back, we've got Mitchell Horan and Kyle Taylor, so two very capable skiers. Cam Robb on board observing, so a lot of experience in the boat as well.
Beautiful little 19-foot Conley craft running 6-litre Chevy power. And this boat, he tells me, making around about 900 horsepower. And by the look of it in the boat race this morning, I reckon it had all of that plus some more. So beautiful start.
That's the best I've ever seen that boat pull out. Normally it's a little bit of a lazy starter pulling the skiers out of the water, so they'll be absolutely pumped with that start and pumped to be up and away.
Hey, this is the first of our outboard open classes through. This is the girls. Jess Sinclair, Emma Barnes, Cole Varley driving, Nick Taylor looking on. This is Team Hasty, boys. That beautiful lab, Bisho.
Yeah, 19-foot ventilator lab. It's got the 3.2-litre Mercury Racing Stroker 300 XS on the transom. Observer fist in the air. Straight off the pole for these two girls. They weigh about nothing and they pop up nice and easy. What's going on there?
Yeah,
no, just Emma just grabbing something down around her bonnet, but she looks good. They are away, boys.
Yeah, so
Tucked in
Jess
or
Sinclair
something?
rocking the pink wetsuit, Emma Barnes rocking the yellow. I was a bit concerned that maybe she would have lost one of the binding straps, but they couldn't see it there. So good news for those two. Away nice and clean. Away clean up at Cambridge for Team Kruger, Brad.
Mike Slack, Grant Crowther, Tomo Slack, I like the O on the end of the name these days, and Ben van den Engel get up and away, and that's a nice start for Kruger. Bradley.
The O on the end's very Australian, really.
It is a bit Australian.
Davo
We do that.
and
Yep.
Murphy.
Bisho.
Raptor coming underneath the Narrows Bridge. Boat looking very settled on the water, towing Joel Massey and Bradley Williams out of Australia. The boys giving big ups to Kane Frost in the boat. They want all of the 450 horsepower that this big supercharged Yamaha has got to offer.
The first of the South teams representing it will be Infrared on the starting dock. Ash Herwin getting a magic carpet ride alongside Jake Gray, Paul Rutherford, Colin Horsnell, boys.
This has just got a little 250 horsepower powerhead on it at the moment because they blew up their good one. These guys are always super fast. It's effectively a smock boat. All right, it's got the short trunk on it, but these guys are so fast. They've still put it up into position number 10 for today's run. Keep an eye on them. I reckon they'll be a bit of a dark horse.
Yeah, obviously they'll be trying to gun for the Hasty team in that mock category.
All right, working a little bit hard out the back there, but well controlled by the skiers. See there, Brad, that the skier on the right-hand side of the yellow. So when the boat was power, Ash, so he actually leaned out, so he tried to get a little bit more pace as he cut away from the boat, which popped him up clean.
The third boat underneath the Narrows Bridge is the team of Mayhem. Paul Hammond throwing the boat into this Narrows corner with Cody Woodmass and Josh Reed really hanging on to the Mayhem rig as it comes through. Back on board with the Under Siege team as they go through the Narrows, riding some of the wakes of the boat in front of them. They must have caught up to the Mayhem team as they're nearing the Narrows Bridge. Adam Spale giving the signals to the boys that they're just about through this toughest part of the course. And are you ready to go? Because it is go time to try and make up the
ground that they need to as they come through underneath that Narrows Bridge. And the boat looking very settled there as it comes through, but you can see up in the distance it is the team of Mayhem, so they've made up a lot of ground in this first part of the course. The skiers will be on the hard charge from now on as they get to the open water to really use the pace that this Under Siege boat possesses. They'll be wanting to do up in the 100 mile an hour bracket as they come through. Hold signal there from Adam Smale. The boys obviously just giving a little bit of a down to settle things down as you see a few more boat wakes as they get closer and closer to the boats in front. Back at the start at Cambridge, the team of Highly Suspect. This is a very experienced team with Stacey Mallow, Driver of the Year on numerous occasions, as well as Paul Skipper in the observer's seat. Very experienced crew who have had some boat issues during the week. They're actually in a borrowed boat, this Highly Suspect running in the modified class. A little bit less power than what Max and Michael are used to, and you can see this as they're really struggling to get themselves out of the water. The boys are ready to go, but the boat's just not giving them everything they need to get out of the hole, but they have managed to save it. And what they call a whip start, that is a perfect example of pulling one off in a very tight starting area. Max Duckworth and Michael Witherford have done excellent to hang on to that start, because it would have been an easy one as a skier there for sure.
Messiah charging through now. Absolutely beautiful. They are on the hard charges, no question about that. Sucking small animals out of the trees, I reckon, Bradley, and spitting them out the exhaust. They fire down the front straight here.
As we look to the starting line.
Lalani and Cody there, ropes go tight. Both these kids will just pop straight up. I can absolutely guarantee you of that, because there is just no drama here at all. And that's Lele, I think, both of them giving a nice up there. They're both built like little stick figures too. Nice bunny hop there from Coates as he comes out. Another fist in the air, they want to get going.
Under Siege coming up to the new Peacock's Bridge. As you can see, Adam Smale looking over his shoulder. They've caught right up to the back of Mayhem, and these boys just want to get this passing manoeuvre over and done with so they can get on their way up the course. It's a long way back to the skiers. 280 foot of rope these guys will be running to be sitting in the nice part of the wash.
Balls out, Jamie Chittick, Hayden Say, Chris Horsell and Neil Rutherford. They are ready to run ropes.
These guys had an absolute stonking run in the powerboat race this morning, unofficially taking the SMOT class record in that powerboat sprint. Bit of a moment for one of the skiers there, but they're still up and about.
Almost went pear-shaped for them, boys, but they've got it together, and that's what good teams do.
It is the team of Force Fed coming underneath the Narrows Bridge. This boat looking very comfortable through there. Great to see that boat back up on the water, as it's had a few dramas earlier in the weekend. Mitchell Huron and Kyle Taylor giving big ups to the team, and really want to get the most out of this boat as they head for Hamilton.
Kane Frost behind the wheel, running a little bit wide, and Chile, that's a good line actually. Boat looking good, the supercharged Yamaha sounding and looking strong in that V6 velocity. Skiers look very comfortable, Brad.
Back up at the Cambridge start, we see the team of Unruly One.
So more of our South Islanders. So we saw balls out, crew get away. This is Josh Rowlandson out the back with Mitch, the Mustache Campbell, Daniel Rule and Mike Borthwick.
And it's a little bit of a wobble there, but it looks okay. They just need to keep those knees a bit. Knees bent, arms straight, Brad.
Yeah.
You know how it works.
A few lumps there from the previous boats, but the boys are comfy and through that first corner and up and about on their first run.
Here we go. So, Mayhem have dropped out to the outside of the course. Observer is signalling to the skiers that they've got the hard charging Under Siege storming up the inside, up their starboard side at the moment, as they're being blown by picking them off one by one as they fire down the front straight away. They are on fire at the moment, boys. Under Siege, Ray Ball and Dylan Stevenson throwing everything at it as they head up the inside of the Mayhem into the right-hander at the end of this straight.
Now, I don't know if you picked that up, boys, but there was a down given by the boys in Under Siege, so they shook one off.
I reckon they're working pretty hard to make up a minute on that team by Hamilton. They've had a fair bit of work to do, as you can see them making this passing manoeuvre stick. You can really see the boat difference between these two rigs. Under Siege travelling over 100 mile an hour as they pass underneath a fiddy or a bridge at pace. They'll be setting their sights on their next victim further up the river. Hasty is the next boat underneath the Narrows Bridge, with the boat sitting right up, towing Jess Sinclair and Emma Barnes. These girls are running in the Formula 2 and ladies categories and were the top seeds from our time trial event yesterday. They are looking very solid at this point in the race.
We've got Big Bird on screen right now, fellas. So Nathan Moore, Sammy Dunstall having to work a little bit hard. Hank and Sainsbury on board, but they have recovered nicely. And they are up and running. So Unruly away, Lucifer away, Big Bird away at the start dock, fellas.
Yeah, good to see that team up and about. Here comes the Nordic Racing team.
No.
Not far behind Under Siege, so they've had a great run in the first half of the course. Matt Strong, Mike Roger, Connor Strong and Hayden Gunn.
Mike Roger doing a beautiful job. That boat's hitting absolutely perfectly.
Big Bird is the next team at Cambridge to make their start, or not make their start. Unfortunately, Nathan Moore and Sam Dunstall haven't got away there, and we have our first missed start for this year's Bridge to Bridge. As we see Kruger coming now through the Narrows Bridge, the boat flying super high. Tom Slack and Ben Van Den Nigel doing the work out the back. Driver Mike Slack getting a little bit more air underneath the hull as you see the boat getting a bit twitchy, a bit flighty.
We had a rope snap on Big Bird, so and that's
dear.
actually tipped one of the skiers out of their skis. That's really unfortunate.
The Red Protec of Infrared, the next boat through the Narrows, towing Ashley Herwin and Jake Gray, two Australians who come back to our event every year. These guys are really pushing hard to make up some ground. The team of Psychotic try their start, but unfortunately another missed start there from the girls Zoe Kennedy and Beatrice Ward, having issues up at the start line. As the next boat through the Narrows Bridge is the team of Highly Suspect. We saw them have a very slow start, but they are absolutely up and about and chasing down the other teams in the mock category.
Bungle Week driving the force-fed machine.
Looks good, doesn't it, boys? Cam Robb, Cole Taylor and Mitch Horan as they go through, and they look good. Probably a little bit outgunned by the bigger engines, but certainly having a very, very clean run.
The first team to make it to the Horror 2 Bridge is the team of Messiah. These guys will be really starting to hurt now as we get to the three-quarter mark in this first leg of the 2022 Yamaha Rollos Marine Bridge to Bridge Water Ski Classic. The boys now set sail for Taupiri in perfect conditions on this glassy Waikato River. Our junior hotshots behind the Relentless team there, the Cartilage kids out of Australia, as we have just heard from race control that the team of Stinger is had a mechanical and is now a non-finisher in this year's event. The next boat through the Horror 2 Bridge is the team of Raptors sitting in second place. The Australian boys out the back, Bradley Williams and Joel Massey, really working hard behind the outboard Yamaha 450 horsepower, cranking along at a awesome pace. But they have been caught by Under Siege and they are within their sights. The team of Under Siege is hunting down the Raptor crew and wanting to make another pass before they get to the finish line in Taupiri. Balls out team all the way again from the South Island. These guys are trying to hunt down the Kruger team in that smock category. Standard motor, open cockpit. These guys are all got 250 horsepower engines on the back and are in for some really tight racing.
And we got Messiah coming through into Taupiri.
And they've set a cracking time of 21 minutes and 41 seconds to be the first boat home of this first leg to Taupiri. Infrared sitting pretty as they come through Grantham Street, waving to the crowd. These guys are having a good time. Ashley Herwin and Jake Gray once again doing a great job behind the Infrared crew. Back on board with Under Siege as they go underneath the twin bridges at Ngaruawahia. They're only 8k's from the finish line into Taupiri. Unruly one coming underneath the Narrows Bridge. Another one of the smock class competitors battling it out with Kruger and Balls Out to try and be on the podium in this 250 horsepower class.
All right, the Hasty, they're going through and they are having a good run. Fully expected these girls to have a good run, Jess Sinclair and Emma Barnes.
We now go on board one of the teams up at the start line in Cambridge. This is Yamaha Racing, competing in the smock category. This is Scott Ratuki running out the ropes. Greg Dutton's your driver. Jordan Smith and Vaughan Hyde on the back. The ropes go tight, 250, 60-footer rope goes tight, and the observer's in control here at this point. Scott says go, 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 and the boys pop up out of the water, a perfect start. The quick releases go as Scott pulls them at the back of the boat. These really help with the ease of getting the skiers up. And Greg Dutton is straight into his work peddling this Yamaha Marine Racing. Scott Ratuki sitting basically on the floor to try and get right out of the wind.
So good run. This big chap claps in the observer's seat.
That boat is hooked up for a single rig outboard. That is absolutely flying. The boys look like they're just standing there, but they've done a great job.
There look pretty nice at Taupiri, don't they?
They do.
All right, so we've got boats through to the far end. We're going to have a total time. So Messiah, split time to the halfway point or the turnaround point, 60 k's in, a 21:41.
Looks like Under Siege up in Taupiri. The all-Kiwi team of Messiah took out the first leg and were first to Taupiri in a time of 21:41, 14 seconds in front of Under Siege, who were a further 16 seconds in front of Nordic. In fifth place, it was the team of Force Fed, ahead of Highly Suspect, Kruger and Infrared.
Boys are in the water. Brad?
Ropes are run out, boys, and it is what's happening. Okay, so just pulled them up. Don't know whether that was a little bit of a false start for them, but Messiah, they've got a problem here. There's a drama,
no.
I think. Messiah. Oh my goodness, what has happened? I can't see the skiers. I don't know whether someone's missed a start or what's happened, boys. I've got nothing on the screen at the minute. We'll wait for him to get back, but the bad news is, well, you don't need your orange flag for our start.
Absolute dramas, ladies and gentlemen. The bridge never fails to deliver.
That is heartbreaking, but boys, look at this. The first boat away is going to be the team of a Raptor, Kane Frostborn, and it's a Joel Massey.
Kane won't be able to believe he's lucky, but this is unbelievable.
Have we got two up there? Up and away, boys. Here we go.
Here comes the big Yamaha 450, the Raptor machine. Joel Massey and Bradley Williams running first down the river.
Oh my God, this could be massive, boys. Hopefully Messiah can get turned around and go, but look at this. Under Siege is now going to get out in front of them as well. As they get their ropes run out, they need to get their start, obviously, but it'll be a rare day that these boys will miss a start. And Under Siege, they'll be chasing down the Raptor, down the river. This is going to be on like Donkey Kong, lads. And perfect start.
There's a lot of slack rope there, Dylan Stevenson. You can see, pull that handle aside, pick it up out of the water, Ray Ball. They are away. The Siege is on the way, Brad.
Have a look at Dylan on the right and Ray on the left. They are off.
Under Siege up and about on the second leg. They've now become the boat to beat on this return leg after the unfortunate situation with Messiah missing their start. As we see, Raptor is already in Narawahia, enjoying that perfectly glass calm water. We now go back to the start in Taupiri, and it is the Nordic Racing team, Hayden Gunn and Connor Strong. They're up and about also, and they're only 16 seconds behind the Under Siege team as we watch them come through Narawahia, and they absolutely want to be the first boat back to Hamilton to take victory in this bridge-to-bridge race.
So up and running.
Yeah,
so
there's Perry and Kane.
Yep, so they've taken off just behind Nordic, I think, there, boys. So, geez, they got some traffic. This is going to really hurt them.
Look at these perfectly glassy conditions for Raptor, how much of an advantage it is to be the first boat on the water as they head for home. But look who's right behind them. It is the Under Siege team, the 30-second gap between these two boats at the start. It's decreasing for the Under Siege team. As we chop back to the Nordic Racing team going underneath the Narawahia Bridge.
13 seconds over the top of Siege, so they've got to get to within 13 seconds of Siege. This is going to be a throw-down battle to the front. So what will the guys out in Raptor, mate? They've got clean water. They are going to be gone. Mayhem on the inside to the outside. Force Fed. So we've got Force Fed out there as well.
So that's Josh Reed up and about there behind Mayhem.
There she is.
They're up
Yeah,
and
there
away.
it is. Kyle Taylor and Mitchell Horan.
Right, I say the big fists are raised in the air, so they are signalling to Bungle behind the wheel. Just give it everything, son. Push hard.
Kane Frost, driver of Raptor, running really tight lines as they come through the Flagstaff footbridge, but hot on their heels is the Under Siege team. These guys are really making a race of it as they get closer to the finish line in Hamilton. Under Siege still in the wake as they go underneath the bridge, but the boys be working ever so hard. Raptor shifts over as we come into the Days Park part of the course, right in the middle of Hamilton, as Under Siege ducks their nose up the inside and makes this move stick around this big sweeping right-hander. Ray Ball and Dylan Stevenson now are your lead boat on the water. Raptor doing a great job to fight up with the big boys, but showing in this coverage there's actually no substitute for horsepower really. And coming through Ann Street here on the final straights before home, the boat looking an absolute picture. The boys are hanging out for that finish line. Raptor will now have to deal with the wash of the big Under Siege rig as they head for home. Another two-boat battle we watch as they come underneath Horatu Bridge. It's Nordic just in front of the Messiah team. Messiah wanting to make up for their lost time at the start in Taupiri. Force Fed showing good pace through the big sweeping left-hander into Ngaruawahia. Nordic Racing, the third boat coming through underneath the Flagstaff footbridge. They want to be hanging on to their second place in this outright position, but they are closely followed by Messiah, trying to make up a bit more time. Getting cheered on by the fans at Ann Street. The observer Matt Strong giving a big thumbs up to the skiers. They're nearly home. Messiah not backing off one little bit. The boys will be hanging out by this part of the race. The legs will be burning. Next boat through Ngaruawahia underneath the railway bridge is Mike Slack at the wheel of Kruger. As we go back to the start at Taupiri.
In for red now, Ash Herwin, Jake Graybish.
Up and away, Mayerth, and it looks like, it's getting pretty sloppy down there. Have a look at all that start wash going on. So this is something that the teams that start a little bit later on in the pack have to worry about.
Highly suspect now, Bradley. They are on a running. Yeah, BCC, they're taking the hit. Now remember, there's only like 15 seconds across these three boats.
Yeah, Maxie
so
Duckworth
nothing in it.
And Michael Witherford there up and about. Stacey will be pretty keen to have a hot run home like he had on the first leg.
Great shots underneath the Horatu Bridge as we fly with the team of Kruger, Mike Slack, the air traffic controller. Force Fed bringing it home, driven by Jeff Week and Cam Robb in the boat. Kyle Taylor and Mitch Horan. These guys will be happy to see the finish line. Mayhem right on their tail. Paul Hammond really pushing the big Mayhem machine with Josh Reed out the back.
We can hear something.
Here we go, setting up on its cav plate. It is Raptor. No, it's not. It's Under Siege. The big Everingham charging hard down the final straightaway here down the Grantham Street. Can they get the job done here this weekend? They've had a big weekend. Ross Christensen, Adam Smale, Ray Ball, and Dylan Stevenson. The big dog gets the job done across the line at Grantham Street. Raptor now charging hard. This has been an absolutely phenomenal run from this V6 Velocity hull Yamaha Nispro supercharged power. Put your hands together for Kane Cross, Vaughan Anderson, Joel Massey and Brad Williams.
Look at the pace on the Raptor as they come through, but oh mate, the boys out in front in the siege. Ray Ball, Dylan Stevenson, the big fist bump. Relentless is up and about, boys. Cody Cartledge, Leilani Cartledge, and look at the big bunny hops down there. They were lightning quick as well. They're a chance to shake the world with these two juniors. They are absolutely flying here this weekend.
Super shot as we come through Ann Street. Mike Slack nice and close to the bank, giving the spectators on the bank a hose down. Got some side-by-side action on the river as we get to the twin bridges at Horatua. Looks like Infrared coming up the inside of Hasty. Hasty looks like they're a little bit off pace on this return leg as we see another boat coming into shot. It looks like Highly Suspect tracking down both these two boats in front on the hard charge, picking up on that 30-second interval they had at the start in Taupiri. This is Nordic Racing. Mike Roger driving, Matt Strong observing, Connor Strong and Hayden Gunn out the back doing scan duties.
The big Cyclone Nordic Racing hull, Mercury number 6 outdrive, twin turbo. They have got the pedals wide down, wide open, and they bring it through. Great drive there from Jeff Weeks. The big Kiwi flag on the back, and that's a storming run for them. And now Messiah. This is where the times are going to come in, Murph. Get the stopwatches going, folks. Kevin Murphy, Mike Jamison, Eric Jamison and Kane Carter. Have they done enough? It was a perfect weekend up until their final start. They bring it home and looks a little off the pace to me as well.
This is Unruly one. The South Islanders are going to go wild. Daniel Rule, Mike Borthwick, Josh Rollinson, and Mitch the Mustache Campbell. Have a look. Oh, no.
Oh, it is. It's a miss. You got to get 2 starts right, mate.
27-10 on the run down.
Pull up Nick DeMay, Richard Alloway there, Jake out the back. See how their start goes.
Geez, I thought Josh and Mitch had that nailed, but unfortunately spoke too soon. All right.
Yeah, and Ruley going back. And this causes more wash and more waves. If you have a look there, Murph, you know the boat's coming back half on, half off the plane, throwing big holes.
No, Lucifer's down as well.
More drama.
More carnage. And here's the next 2 boats coming through. So this is Force Fed, closely followed by Mayhem. So Force Fed,
Kyle
Jeff
Taylor,
Week.
Mitchie Horan on board Force Fed, Jeff Week and Cam Rob.
Coming home strong. These boys have had a good run.
Yeah, the Conley's sounding absolutely beautiful as they bring it across the line, and the fist pump across the line as well. They're happy with that. And I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to watch what we've got. Mayhem coming in right up there, clack. So Paul Hammond, Mike Alloway, Cody Woodmas and Josh Reed. Well, of course, Joshy Reed. No Cody Woodmas, unfortunately.
Infrared now coming through, driven by Paul Rutherford. These guys are looking to try and hold on to a position in mock class on the podium with Ashley Herwin and Jake Gray out the back. Those guys have got the boat sitting really nicely. They've seemed to have got past Hasty, but they do have the team of Highly Suspect right on their tail. Michael Witherford and Max Duckworth, driven by Stacey Mello. These guys are finishing strong and on the chase. And now there is the team of Hasty. They seem to have been overtaken by both these 2 boats. Jess Sinclair and Emma Barnes really seeming to struggle on this return leg to Hamilton as they head for home.
You can pick a yellow Cyclone sitting up like that, can't you, Brad? Bring it home, son.
So we've lost the team of Hasty, or at least Kruger has overhauled them. So Kruger coming through, Mike Slack, Grant Crowther, Ben Van den Ingel and Tom Slack getting the job done. I'd say that will be a very strong time to beat in the Smock class and Formula 2. Balls out, driven by Jamie Chittick, right in the thick of the battle with Yamaha Marine Racing and Kruger for the Formula 2 and Smock class category wins. Another battle going down on course. This is Infrared, and they are fighting it out in the mock class with Highly Suspect. We've got 2 boats, first and second, and it looks like it is Highly Suspect that has gained a fair bit of time. A good chunk of time on Infrared. Next boat through Days Park is the team of Hasty. These guys trying to stay up there in the ladies category. The Relentless team once again on the hard charge, trying to make up some ground and really trying to take it to this record in this juniors category. Infrared coming through Ann Street. Paul Rutherford really got the boat sitting up nice and tidy. Ashley Herwin, Jake Gray nearly home in this one. Very closely followed by Stacey Mello. Got the highly suspect machine pegged. Hasty driven by Cole Varley, the little lab boat with Nick Taylor in the observer's seat, leaning right over, giving the big fist pumps to the girls out the back. Emma and Jess are just about home, and right on their tail are these juniors from Australia. Wayne Taylor driving the relentless machine for the Cartledge kids. Hasty. That's Stacey Mello behind the highly suspect.
He is highly suspect.
He is very suspect, man. As we see the infrared boys coming through, driven by Paul Rutherford, Colin Horsnell, Jake Gray and Ashley Herwin bringing it through.
Infrared boys, fantastic run, and then it's the highly suspect. Stacey Mello, Paul Skipper, Max Duckworth and Mickey Weatherford getting the job done very, very nicely indeed. And the key sheeter gets the job done.
Stacey Mello, he looks like he's made up time in infrared, so they are going to challenge for Mock. I can guarantee you that one. This is Hasty,
Absolutely.
I think.
Hasty coming through and relentless. So Hasty looking like they're a little bit off the pace, may have had issues on course, but these guys were right up there yesterday. Cole Varley, Nick Taylor, Emma Barnes and Jess Sinclair, but closely followed by Wayne Taylor and the Relentless Machine with the Cartledge family.
What a run home for them.
Cody and Lele there, brother and sister combination, and they were absolutely on it.
Balls out, the only full South Island team. Neil Rutherford and Chris Horsnell out the back. The boat is trimmed off the dial. Big Bird towing Sam Dunstall and Nathan Moore. You can see they've got different rope lengths because of their broken rope at the start.
Here he comes, balls out down the last straight. So this is driven by Jamie Chittick, Hayden Sayer in the observer's seat, Chris Horsnell and Neil Rutherford out the back, all the way from the bottom of the South Island, all the way from Invercargill. The guys have driven the furthest, and they're pretty happy to be home, I'd say, with a very, very solid run, both directions.
Yamaha Racing coming through with the big Yamaha 254 stroke on the back. Spectators taking every possible vantage point here on the banks of the mighty Waikato River as we see next couple of boats come through this Ann Street turn. It is the team of Big Bird. Big Bird flying home past Ann Street, coming in nice and close to the beach. Greg Fido Dutton says, I can bring the boat in closer to the bank than you can, and he brings the boys behind Yamaha Racing in nice and close.
Big Bird driven by Dave Hanks, Chris Sainsbury observing, Nathan Moore and Sammy Dunstall out the back. Obviously had a bit of a nightmare up in Cambridge at the start, but they have had a clean run for this second leg.
You can see him bring it home in fine style, Brad. Rope links are a shocker on that one as well, so obviously an issue.
And here comes Yamaha Racing right in behind, driven by Greg Dutton, Scott Ratuki observing, Vaughan Hyde and Jordan Smith.
And charging hard, and the Fido's going to give us a little bit of a wave as he comes. Go, you good thing. Well done, Fido Dutton. In the Yamaha Racing, he was a bit busy. He didn't want to wave at me, Brad.
Yeah, I think he had a couple of boat wakes to deal with.
Yeah, you could see him there. We've got Nick DeMay's new rig, the Lucifer, coming down through to get the course done here as well. Richie Alloway, the observer. Jake Clancy and Jake Alloway, the skiers behind the Lucifer, getting the job done very nicely in the big 21 Cyclone.
Pretty solid run on the way down there, so we'll wait for that time, 26:49.
Did have that missed start at the other end though, Murph.
So boats coming through now, boys. It looks like on the inside we've got...
that is the...
the girls, Beatrice and Zoe, closely followed by Matt Nicholson and the Filthy Oars. Running with Bradley Osmotherley in the one-up category, first boat home and one-up.
Yeah, considering that missed start, mate, that's, 43.51s.
Hey, hold the phone here a minute. Yamaha Racing.
Hang on a minute.
A 40.48 for Greg Dutton. So, again, a good time there, 40.48. This is the Joker, boys.
Sean Morris, Demi Lee Morris, Shelby Morris and Jamie Clancy.
Give them a round of applause. The girls have been faultless all weekend.
Observer
and they are
goes.
box seated right now for the under-19.
On the return leg from Taupiri to Grantham Street, it was the team of Under Siege in a time of 11 minutes and 18 seconds, coming home strong ahead of Nordic, Raptor and Highly Suspect. Only 2 seconds covered 5th to 7th, with Force Fed beating home Relentless ahead of Kruger and Balls Out. This gave the 2022 outright win to the team of Under Siege in a time of 33 minutes and 13 seconds. Nordic was second, with Raptor, the single rig outboard, coming home in a 36.07. 5th place was Force Fed, followed by Mock Class winner Highly Suspect, Kruger, your Smock record winner, and Relentless, the Junior Class record winner. 9th and 10th spots were taken out by the South Island teams of Infrared and Balls Out, followed by Filthy Oars and Yamaha Racing, rounding out the top 12.
The skiers had their work cut out today, man. They were working for it.
Yeah, that's probably one of the hardest days in the office I've had for a long time. But credit to everyone that's helped us get this far this weekend. And yeah, I really had to work for it today. Really had to work for it.
It was hard work. We haven't started from anywhere but the front on Sunday, so man, it was hard. That water is not nice.
I didn't think we would have had the pace to catch it on the way back with a minute, and we got it quick. So it was like, okay, here we go, boys, let's go.
Oh, we ended up with a good run. Initially, we were coming here just to try and finish a race and have a shot at Women's Open, and we ended up with 2 Australian men running an Open, and that put a little bit of pressure on, but here we are.
Yeah, well, and then you were first down the river on the way back.
Oh, until that big red thing decided he had to pass me, like, you know, with the motor that's bigger than my whole boat. so yeah, but no, it was good. It was good. It was very unexpected. We didn't think we were getting anywhere near this today.
The quickest single rig ever to go down that river today, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, mate. I'm not surprised. 99 mile an hour, 2 ups, pretty quick for a single rig. Definitely took us by surprise today.
It pulls a lot harder than your normal outboard. But yeah, going down today, Brad, we got to halfway and went, wow, it's consistent. It was a really good run.
We were lucky, you know, we had a bit of a slow start. We tried something we shouldn't have tried on race day. That's the golden rules you don't do, but we had to find a bit of speed, which it came off. And hey, really just, you know, we're a team that's been together a long time, and we were just really lucky that we managed to know what to do and we got it done.
Well, Team Kruger, you guys have absolutely slaughtered it. You've actually broken your own record today. You must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, we were stoked. Like Tom said, we didn't really talk about it, but all of us wanted to go under 40 minutes. And we've just practiced our starts over and over and over again, and with like prop testing and stuff, and so nailed all of our starts, and from there you just got to hang on.
And the other thing is too, like how you said, how some people can get stuck in eddies and sucked under boats into trees and all that sort of carry on. That's just one of the things with starting really fast. It gets you out of the water quickly before any of that has the chance to really materialise. So we having the really fast starts really avoids all of that. So it's better all around really.
You've broken the record, your first attempt at bridge to bridge. You happy with that?
Yeah, very. It was smooth, but there was some things that we weren't used to, like the little swirlies that kind of like push you to the side. And then down that end, we hit the little drop that kind of pulled us forward a bit, but it was fine. And we were all good, but it was good.
This morning we had an issue where in the powerboat sprint, where we blew the prop bush, which in all my years of racing, I've never blown a prop bush, so it just happened to happen today. But as it's turned out, we did the long race and never had a problem. So we had 2 good starts, and our skiers went as hard as they could, and yeah, no, it was good.
That wraps up the coverage of the 2022 Yamaha Rollos Marine Bridge to Bridge Water Ski Classic. Check out online for the details of the 2023 running of the Bridge to Bridge.